am number one, not number two. If I'm not the one, I'm uncomfortable. See the competition I've been running through. Leveled up, I only see him in my rear view. Switch. Yeah, I'm ballin', yeah, I'm all in. Been ballin'. Switch. Yeah, I'm all in, yeah, I'm all in. Been ballin'. I'm winning, get buckets from the court side to the nosebleeds, yeah, they love it. I'm winning, get buckets on the first in and the last out, see me coming. First take, I'm hotter than hot. Hotter than some boiling water, I bubble the pot. Team full of ballers, baby, we winning a lot. I'm like Curry with the rock when I get to my spot. I'm tapping in, I'm passionate, this is what passion is. This here, nah, this is no accident. From the start to the finish, I'm cashing in. I am number one, not number two. If I'm not the one, I'm uncomfortable. See the competition I've been running through. Leveled up, I only see him in my rear view. Switch.
Thank you for your help. You can move out of the way. You want to say hi to everyone?
No.
And what do we got going on today?
We got the gender reveal.
Gender reveal. Today we find out if we are having a boy or a girl for our second one. I digress. Here we are. Yo, yo, yo. What's going on, everyone? Here are my four lasting impressions from winning 70.3 Eagleman. So I'm going to start with kind of the most defining moment. Number one is the defining moment of the race, the moment I mentally found myself. So here I was, it was on the run. I'd completed one lap here with Trevor, and this was an intense moment. You know, this was the first time I've been out there in a lot of races, battles. Usually people are cheering both people on, and of course that was happening. Usually both people get positive cheers, but I was actually kind of getting some negative cheers. It was my first instance of getting negative cheers in the sport of triathlon, almost like, it was actually kind of cool. It was like being put in I was like, cool, heck yeah, I'm back to being a football player, you know, because we were put back out there and, you know, you're kind of being said things. So. But anyways, at this moment, I was told it was another athlete in the race, not a pro, it was an age grouper as we passed him. I was told something along the lines of like, you're just soft, you're really soft. He's not made like you, referring to Trevor. He's not made like you, you're gonna crush him, go crush him. And it was the part that was like, you're really soft, that it actually, that ignited my brain, you know, it ignited my brain. So this was, I feel this was the defining moment of the whole race, because it actually allowed me, like, it kind of woke me up to my senses. Like, I was there and I was kind of like, whoa, you know, but then, and I know it's just a comment someone says, but I think for me, I use some of these things in a race to get anything I can get. And point number two, which is kind of tied here, is about how I've found my belief as a runner, because I was having the first 10K of that run, I was having, you could call it self-doubt. I was having self-doubt because I was kind of like, whoa, here it is, like I'm running with a guy who was, you know, able to get a full scholarship to run in college. I obviously wasn't able to achieve a full scholarship. I actually wasn't even able to run in college at all. You know, I wanted to run in college. Really, my senior year of high school, I was like, okay, I was eager to run in college, but I tore my MCL in a ski accident and was never able to hit the time. So it was like, all this time, I think I've carried on with me this weight of like, oh, I wasn't good enough to run in college, and maybe therefore I'm not like a true runner. And I was going up against this in the first, especially the first lap, having to kind of balance that out with myself of like, okay, you know, I am a runner, I can be a runner, I'm not just a cyclist. And this was a defining experience for me, a defining experience that I needed to continue my transformation as a triathlete, right? Because we all have our self-belief and our efficacy in certain areas, and I've never truly won a race like on a run, in a run battle, right? I want to say like multiple things have either happened. I've come off the bike ahead, and I've maintained the lead or even lengthened the lead. It's not to say like I've often had the fastest run, but never in a run battle where it all came down to the run. Like, or we've seen it in these T100 PTO races. A lot of times I come off behind, then I get the fastest run. I've never won a T100 race, but I often run up. I've run all the way up to second multiple occasions, you know, but it's just different when you're in the crux of it. You're in the battle and you have to absolutely prove yourself. So for me, I feel it transformed myself as a runner, and now I'm like, well, these run battles are pretty fun. These run battles are what it's about, and that's really kind of what you want to live for. Point number 3, now this is an interesting point, okay? So at Eagleman, obviously on a flat course, Jackson Laundry talked about this a bit. Like, we're out there and it's really hard to get rid of the group. Like, there's an incentive. You're really better off like being more in the group. So like tactical wise, you know, we started to get a big group, and Jackson and I were really doing the vast majority of the work. I would say between Jackson and I, we did 85 to 90% of the work out of a group of like at least eight guys. And certainly for me, it's like, well, I didn't want to repeat St. George. Like, the race is still up in front of us, so it's like I can play it safe, sit in the group, save my legs, and maybe guarantee beating the people within my group, but potentially just let the front go ahead. So I was doing a lot of the work up front, and I think there should be nuance here. Like, we're always talking about 12-meter draft rule or 20-meter draft rule, and so I want to add kind of a new conversation there. Like, why are we putting these in discrete buckets that it's either got to be 12 meters or it's got to be 20 meters? I think we should consider something like 14, 15, or 16 meters, and that might be just a very optimal place, because it's going to lengthen that just a little bit, that you're going to lose that draft benefit, and it's going to make it a little harder, and it's not going to make the tail so long, and you don't have to give them so much time to pass. And so I think, especially with Race Ranger, like, you can set these things to any distance you want. Heck, you could set 13.75 meters if you wanted, right? Like, there's so many different options that you can do. And so for like 15 or 16 meters, and I think that could be the most optimal place. So, I mean, I'm very curious what you think. I think this would be a great way to do it. Like, I think it would make for more fair racing. It would actually motivate, because now we're seeing the opposite problem where, yeah, sometimes in races people are not motivated to be at the front to pull, because we all know what a big difference it is. So it's actually can make the racing a little more boring. And then 20 meters, 20 meters is a long way. I mean, 20 meters is great, but I just don't think it's maybe realistic, and we have to start with something smaller. So that's what I'm going to say. Point number 4, my fourth lasting impression from winning 70.3 Eagleman is more of a physiological assessment, and it's that durability is maybe the most important, one of the most important and yet often under-considered things for performance in triathlon. Because we have single-day events, like we really tend to look at just a single-day performance, and obviously like single-day performances are great, but with our expanding calendar, our expanding roster, with wanting to make sponsors happy, just with the schedule, like being durable, being able to race week after week after week at a high level, I think it's incredibly valuable. It's such a skill, it's such a talent, and it's something that you can train. And I believe you train this with a good mix. You know, you got to build the house all the way up the proper way. You got to start with the volume base, and then you got to build that. Because if I look at, like, you know, I did 4 races in 5 weeks, and all of them I put out a pretty fashionable, high quality effort. And that's what actually I leave from this block of races. It's like the durability that I put out, the consistency I put out, and that's a real skill and a real talent, you know. And so, yeah, I hope you guys take these 4 things with you to heart, and I'm going to wish you good luck with all your training. As I mentioned, we've got our gender reveal later today. Had a nice little swim camp here. Week off, I guess, although it wasn't a week off with the swim camp, so I'll extend it just for a bit of mental rest. And we head to Europe soon. So cheers and yo, yo, yo.